All right, guys, to watch this video for, let me figure this out here, Wednesday, November 11th. I don't think there's anything I hate more than making these freaking videos. I don't mean to watch those videos. I mean these videos where I do something like this. And some would say, why in the hell do you show this? There's two reasons why I show this when I screw up. All right, this is, if you can't see, my equity curve from October 1st till today. Every trade from October 1st through today. If you watch my video back here, I was super upset at how stupid I was. Compare this line to this and you realize this was nothing, right? And this came out of nowhere. Look, before this, and this was one trade this afternoon. Before this, look how just slow and steady, almost to the point where it was boring. And I think maybe that's part of the problem. Trading isn't exciting when you're doing it right. It's just slow, steady gains. But there's two reasons I make these videos. One, I like to brag about my equity curve. I like to show my equity curve to show people, hey, I can teach you how to trade. I know what I'm doing, right? So if I'm going to lean on that as look what I can do and look what I'm capable of and I'm smart enough to learn from, right? If I'm going to lean on that, well, I sure as hell have to show this, right? There's no getting around it. But the other reason that it's worth showing is, and I am a steady trader, but the other reason it's worth showing is this came out of nowhere. There's no turmoil in my life. There's nothing crazy going on. I mean, you could argue the market's kind of crazy or whatever, because of the news overhang and all that, but that doesn't affect me at all. I didn't even trade for the first 45 minutes yesterday. I waited for things to calm down. I had a slow, steady day today. I was up near my daily goal, and then one afternoon trade, I bought a pullback in a stock, and buy zone pullback, and it kept going down. And normally what I do is I hit out, and then if I want to try the next buy zone, I'll bid again, right? This time, I didn't hit out. I bought again in the next buy zone. Next thing I know, I'm sizing the hell out of it, and then it just no bounce whatsoever, and I ended up having to hit out. I ended up having to hit out for a nasty loss. I'm red on the month of November now. Today's the 10th. Let me look at the calendar real quick. So let's see, there's been 5, 6, 7 trading days in November. I had a nice November going. I just undid 6 days of trading in one afternoon trade. And again, I had a nice day going. I've had a great month going. The point I'm trying to make is this came out of nowhere. There's nothing I can say to say, well, here's the reason, right? My wife's been really on my case, right? Or my wife's an alcoholic and she's beating the children. I mean, there's nothing going on. It came out of nowhere. What's my point? Is trading, I always talk about unrelenting discipline. And you can lose your discipline out of having bad things in your life going on. Maybe you got a lot of things to worry about. Maybe you have to make money trading just to support your family. Those are not ideal conditions, right? Wayne always says, trade or do something else. And if you got something else going on in your life, step away from the screens. I don't have that excuse. So to me, this makes this a better lesson. This makes this a better lesson because I'm just going along, exercising discipline, trading the way I know, right? And then this afternoon, I got a nice day going. Next thing I know, I'm doubling down and tripling down because I didn't want to accept a quick loss on a pullback play. And if you'd have told me I would have done that today, I would have told you you're crazy, right? Because usually, see right here, this is important for traders. A nasty day like this is important for traders because these kind of days see this steady climb, see this discipline, see this slow, steady climb. That kind of discipline and steadiness is born out of the pain from these days, right? You experience the pain, and then you say, I got to get my crap together, and then you start, when you apply your process, and you do this, right? So this is necessary, and I contend any decent trader, you're going to have this maybe 3, 4, maybe 5 times a year. Technically, they should be spread out every few months. This is why I think this is a great lesson. This was like October 5th or 6th or something, right? Today's November 10th. This shouldn't have happened. I should have still been feeling the pain from this and still been exercising discipline because this should still be fresh enough. I don't know if I'm getting complacent, getting bored or whatever, but unrelenting discipline, man, I'm telling you, I broke my discipline for no reason, out of boredom, I think. So this can happen out of frickin' nowhere. So when you hear me talk about unrelenting discipline, it literally has to be unrelenting. You have to get to where trading is actually boring, and you have to accept that and appreciate it, right? People were asking me, what was the symbol? What did you do? What happened? Did you get a rug pull? It was none of the above, and the symbol doesn't even matter. It doesn't matter. This isn't me guessing into earnings, going big into earnings, and then earnings come out and this happens. That would be understandable. It would also be a huge mistake because nobody should guess into earnings, right? This wasn't anything that the trade itself matters other than I broke my rules. I started doubling down and tripling down, like refusing to accept a small loss. And again, you hear me say this in these videos all the time. I thought I was past it. I sure as hell thought I was past it because of this in early October. I didn't think I would see this till maybe March or April. So again, these are necessary, but man, they're also kind of heart-wrenching, and it's that whole, I can't freaking believe I did it again. And you start, I went out and told my wife, and there, you know how women, how men are, right? We want to be babied. We want our feelings coddled, right? I was looking for sympathy, and man, I got this look like, she didn't say anything, but it was a look like, I thought we just did this back in October. Are you really that stupid? Now, she didn't say that. She's too nice to say that, but I felt it from the look. And you know what? At some point, she shouldn't enable me and giving me sympathy, because you do this a month apart, and you've been trading as long as I have. There's no room for sympathy. It's not necessary. It's not even welcome, and I don't deserve it, right? Anyway, I don't know where I'm going with this. I freaking hate making these videos, because if nothing else, people are going to start watching these videos and say, wow, this guy really is kind of stupid, right? This happened 30 days apart, which in the trading world is probably 20 trading days. So anyway, I'm a little annoyed at myself. I would argue, though, that you do yourself a favor learning from my mistakes, and always understand, remember my words today. This can come from frickin' nowhere. I have no excuse whatsoever. I just decided I'm not going to take this small loss. Look at what I've been doing lately. Look at this. Look at this. A little blunder here, but for the most part, I'm just not losing, right? I'm not losing. So then I get this little push down in my equity. In other words, I'm red on a trade. And instead of hitting out and having this be right here, looking like this, or this, or this, I start doubling, tripling down. And look what happened. So this all came out of nowhere. I was not even, I just would not accept to even have a red trade, much less a red day. I got complacent, I got cocky, I don't know, every other thing. Let me sum this up. Trading is frickin' hard. Learning a process is not hard. Learning A+ setups is not hard. Unrelenting discipline requires almost robotic tendencies. You almost can't be human. And I don't know about you, but I get so pissed when I do something like this, because I know better. And most people will tell you, people that are trying to sign you up for something, or they want you to join their Discord room so you can be more of the sheep to pile into something when they call it. They need you. They'll tell you, oh yeah, we're banking big over here and trading's easy. There's nothing freaking easy about it. The process isn't hard. Most parts of trading are hard. It's the mental discipline that is, you never really have a full grasp of it. So, point being, don't let anybody tell you trading's not freaking hard, because it is. It is. It's the discipline part that's hard. If you're having trouble with any other stuff, A+ setups and all that, inflection points, pullback plays, I can help teach you all of that. The discipline part, you got to learn on your own. And as you can see, I'm still freaking learning, right? Anyway, I'm done babbling about that. It's been 9 minutes already. The SPY gapped down and ended up closing about where it opened. If you look at the intraday, there was just, it wasn't a great, here's where it opened. And by the end of the day, it's right about there, and just nothing but a chop fest all day. Again, that's not a reason why I did what I did. Mine was one afternoon. I'm not going to follow my rules blunder, period. Simple as that. What am I watching for tomorrow? WISA, nice breakout today. I'm going to see if we get any kind of continuation play tomorrow. AFMD kind of broke out of a flag pattern here, if you will, on the daily chart. We'll look for a continuation play there as well. ONCT, crazy move, but still kind of inside of yesterday's range. I think it's worth watching, but that's a crazy 3 or 4 day move. Roku, I'm going to put on bounce watch, had earnings. From everything I heard, earnings were amazing, and then I think it's sold off for a couple days because this is my guess. Maybe they did an offering, and you could email me and let me know, or maybe there was something else that came out. But my guess is this is because the vaccine news, and so people said, "Oh, we're not going to be staying at home watching TV anymore." Which, if their earnings were that good, I think this could be a nice bounce play setup, right? Pinterest, again, really strong on earnings back here, pulled back, then popped, and I think the thesis is people aren't going to be doing crafts at home. I don't know, but anyway, it pierced the 20-day today. I don't think Pinterest should have been hit as hard as it was, nor Roku on the vaccine. All right, so that's why both of those are on watch, and it doesn't matter that they're on watch because I'm going to have A+ setups for me to take the trade. Well, hopefully, right? AHT, big pop yesterday, quiet inside day today. We'll be looking for a 3rd day play there. MYO, you know what? I'm going to pull this off. It closed at 480. It's trading at 516. It was up at like 650 when I put this on the list, so I'm going to pull it off. I'm talking about after hours. It did get a move in after hours. DDOG, DDOG. I was actually kind of interested in this under 80 in after hours, but didn't quite get there. Anyway, right now it's trading at 85.15, so a gap down. I believe they had earnings. It was already falling 4 or 5 days into earnings, so I don't usually put gaps down on the watch list, but I'm going to. It had nice support recently around the 86.5 area right here, so we'll see where it opens tomorrow and see if it gives any kind of a setup. And then lastly, FPRX, not a very big list today. This is trading as I'm talking at 1807 in after hours. Sadly, I've kind of closed my trading off for the day because I'm just because of what I did today, I just won't allow myself to trade anymore. I was sitting right here when this opened in after hours. It was halted on news and then opened in after hours right around $7. And I didn't capitalize a nickel from it, and now it's more than doubled in after hours. So there's another frustrating part about doing what I did today. If I had a normal day today, probably would have been all over that in after hours as well and added to my gains, right? So there's a lot of secondary harmful things that can happen when you screw up, right? It's not just the money. It's the psychological and then the other things you'll miss because of your screw up. So anyway, I don't know. Exercise discipline, learn from my mistakes. This didn't ruin me by any stretch. I don't have any expectations. I hope by the end of November, I'm only slightly red for the month now, but still I hope by the end of November to have a decent month. But one thing, this is the last thing I'll say about my blunder. I don't want to log. This is one thing I got to really monitor myself and make sure that I'm not trying to make all of that money back tomorrow or even the rest of this week, because if I try, I'll be trading way too big. That loss was huge compared to my normal, my normal daily gain. So I'm just going to call my new balance, my new bottom line, and protect that with my life, and just try to grind it higher and hopefully be nicely above where I am or where I was this morning by the end of the month. I'm done babbling. We'll see you in chat.